Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Such a nerd. Let's go get my big ass thermos so I can fill it up with some water. And we're going to do these dishes. And we're going to talk about recovery from addiction. Okay? So, everybody come on in. Pull up a seat. Don't be shy. Nobody's going to bite you. You're in a safe space here. Okay? All forms of recovery are welcome here. It doesn't matter if you are on MAT, kratom, medical marijuana, abstinence, devil worshiper. I don't care. Whatever you choose to do to stay sober, I'm proud of you. I don't judge nobody for their pathway to recovery. So come on in and let's hang out. I gotta rinse these dishes off before I put them in the dishwasher, or else they won't get clean because we ate spaghetti. So, several of you guys have been messaging me and reaching out to me and commenting on my videos, and I've gotten a couple of you guys that have came over and apologized and said you were sorry. And I just want to say something. You guys, I get it. I understand. I've done the same thing before where I followed somebody and I didn't really do my research and I didn't ask around, and I followed somebody that, wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. They were doing something the opposite of what I thought, right? So I don't want you guys to even think I would even be upset with you about that. I understand. It's the internet. We all make mistakes. It's easy to get caught up over here on TikTok, especially because TikTok is like social media on steroids, baby. Okay? I have been doing social media for 6 years, and I ain't never experienced anything like TikTok hate. And that is not a lie. Okay? People over here on TikTok are, whoo, Lord, mercy. I thought I had a couple screws loose, But it gets kind of crazy over here. So I would never hold it against you, okay? All I'm trying to do over here is help people stay safe and not die from the disease of addiction, and support all pathways to recovery while doing it. And I do mean every single pathway. So that's why you won't ever catch me over here talking crap about people who are in a 12-step program, or talking crap about people that are on MAT, or talking crap about people that are smoking the ganja. We're talking about people that are on mental health medications. I know we all have different brains, so we all need different things to help us stay on the right path, One thing about me, when I found what worked for me, it was the first time I'd ever found anything that actually helped me, and that was after 10 years of going in and out of Alcoholics Anonymous and 12-step programs and rehab. Every time I would go in, I would relapse, and I would come out and I would be so ashamed because I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought, oh my gosh, why can't I get this? I have a child that depends on me for their livelihood, and I'm over here relapsing, And so when I got out of treatment and Nathaniel was in foster care, I went and I got on Suboxone, and it saved my fucking life. And I will always be so grateful to the people who did not shame me for choosing that pathway. Hey, honey, go ahead, clean your kitchen with me. Because when I chose the pathway to go get on subs, I was already down on myself enough because I couldn't get it through the 12 steps. Because I couldn't get the AA way. So I didn't need nobody shaming me no more. I didn't need anybody giving me an extra hard time. I needed support and love. Patience, kindness, and grace. And so that's what I try to show other people who are taking a different pathway. But when you set yourself up to try and be something for people and you're really not that, I'll be the first one to call you out on that bullshit. So don't get it twisted. Okay? And if I was over here pulling the wool over y'all's eyes, I would expect you to do the same for me. Okay? If you ever catch me on this app asking y'all for donations or $1,000 or whatever, y'all better call me out, because I probably don't relapse, because I'm smoking crack if I'm asking y'all for money. Okay? And that is the truth. That is the damn truth. Because I'm one of those people that I will go door to door in my apartment building and ask if I can polish their fucking silver before I will ever come up here on the internet and ask y'all for donations. Okay? Because y'all are my audience who are most of y'all are vulnerable in y'all's first early years of recovery. a lot of you guys are just getting started out. Hey, TikTok love, I remember you from the comment section. A lot of you guys are brand new, and you look up to me, or you think I'm cool, or you think, okay, Nicole's been doing it. She's cool, I want to follow her, right? So I already have the upper hand on you. So by coming to my platform and asking you for stuff all the time, you're going to feel obligated to me because you look up to me. You enjoy my content, right? And so that's kind of like taking advantage of people. So I don't ever want to do that to you guys. So you will never catch me coming to you to do that, okay? And like I said, if I am, call 911, baby, because I'm out here smoking the crack-a-lacka. Because I'm over here probably getting money to do that, you know? So I think a lot of people, my videos were trending, or at least that's what fucking TikTok said. It said, your videos are trending, you need to go live. So I was like, okay, I'll go live and talk to everybody. But I don't want it to be people taking what I said out of context, you know? Nowadays, people accuse people of, hey, TT, nowadays people accuse people of shaming people and accuse people of being bullies when it's really just people sharing a different opinion, you know? Shaming somebody would be making fun of their looks, making fun of their teeth, body shaming them. Now, I'm not going to lie about it. Borderline, I was going overboard because I was pissed. Because I didn't want vulnerable people to be getting taken advantage of. You know? I didn't want vulnerable people to get taken advantage of and spend their hard-earned money, you guys. Okay? Suboxone is a great medication. And that way you don't have to dose every day, you know? So now that that's out of the way, I just wanted to make that clear to you guys, okay? Somebody called me. Oh, Sabrina called me today. And I'm not going to talk about what we talked about, but I want to talk about her a little bit because she's brand new in her sobriety. So Sabrina's got like maybe 45 days sober, 40 days sober, and she is doing so good. And she did the right thing as she reached out when she was feeling like, you know what, I need some support. I'm so proud of her for doing that because it takes a lot of guts to do that, especially on social media, you know? So, I'm going to help her with getting herself set up with insurance, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. So if you're somebody who's new in recovery and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself, I'm sitting at home all day long, I'm bored, I don't have any friends that are sober, and I'm struggling, I want to tell you guys the number one thing you should start doing right away when you get sober, step one, get yourself some insurance, whether it's state insurance, paid for insurance, whatever. Step two, get in to see a doctor/therapist. Step three, okay, step three, get yourself into some kind of support group meetings, okay? I'm sure you need to be under 8. No, you can be over 8 milligrams. Most doctors wouldn't even put you on it until you were on 8 milligrams. That's why I can't get on Suboxone because I'm not even on a milligram. I'm on 0.25 of 1 milligram. So I can't get the Suboxone shot. No doctor will give it to me because I'm not on a high enough dose. So, hey friend, once you get in to see a doctor and a therapist and you get, oh yeah, find your support group. So did you guys know that there are tons of like support groups for young people? I think a lot of you guys that follow me are like in y'all's 20s and stuff. And there's like hella groups for like young people in recovery. Y'all have got to look up these groups, okay? Yeah, that's what some doctors are doing. My friend Kevin, he was actually on like 2 milligrams or something like that. And that's what his doctor did. He squirted out some of the medication and gave it to him like that because they just had a 300 milligram shot. So, yeah, it can be done, but some doctors won't do it. Here in Arkansas, I couldn't get a doctor to do it for me. Or else I would be on the shot. So it'd be a lot easier for me, you know? The doctor I work for, Dr. B, he would do that. He would, but he's in another state. He's not in the state I live in. He's in California. And I'll be there. I go to California once a year to go see Dr. B and to go work, and do work stuff. because the job that I work, we all live in different states, okay? So our whole team is a remote team. My other boss lives in Virginia. My other coworker lives in New Jersey. My other coworker lives in, another coworker lives in California. A couple of coworkers live in California. But the majority of us live in all other different states. So, that's how I got my job working for Dr. B, was through my job that I do for marketing. A lot of people get confused and they think I'm a peer support specialist because I talk about it so much. I talk about it because if you're in early recovery, or if you're a person that, you're about to hit your first year in sobriety and you want to do stuff to help other people, you could go and get certified as a peer, okay? Okay, that's a great question, TT. Because the doctor didn't want to take me back up. He said it would be counterproductive to go back up. Because that's what I said. I said, let me get back on 8 milligrams. Let me go back up. He said, no, you're already all the way down. Why would you do that? So even Dr. B said, no, that's not a good idea. Just stay at the little tiny bit that you're at. And Dr. B is like my mentor, just so y'all know. He's my coworker, my boss, and my mentor. And so whenever I have anything that's going on in my life, TT, I know, I've said the same thing, baby. I said the same exact thing. I promise you, everything you're asking, I've asked it a million times. Dr. B's, I look up to him so much, so whenever I have an issue, I call him first. That's what they say. Yes, that's what they say. So I'm the same way you are, TT. I'm like, fuck that, take me down. Let me go back up so I can get off this shit. But honestly, it helps me so much with my mental health, y'all. I know y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, but I was on Lexapro and Wellbutrin, and that shit wasn't doing shit for me, okay? It had stopped working. And I said, okay, I'm going to titrate off of it. I did. And now that I'm off of it, all I do is take my subs, and I feel so good. I feel like a new woman. I kind of want to do some makeup. Do y'all want to do some makeup with me? I was about to watch the Anna Nicole Smith show, the new Netflix documentary, but that can wait. Let me get some. We'll put some makeup on our face just to have fun. But anyways, you guys, anybody can call me. I give my phone number out for free. I do texting easier, but if you really need to talk on the phone because you're struggling, you can text me and say, hey, Nicole, do you have a time slot to talk? Because I work from home, so I'm busy. And if you do that, we can jump on a phone call, okay? I will never give you medical advice. Sorry, y'all. I'll never give you medical advice. I'll just support you, okay, in your decisions that you make. So I hope that helps explain to you guys a little bit about how I do things and what I'm about. What'd you win on, buddy? Okay, cool. I'm proud of you. Hey, Amy. Hey, TT, that's how I quit cigarettes. That is how I quit cigarettes, was with Wellbutrin. The last time I smoked a cigarette was, Nate was 2 or 3. Nate was 3 years old, so that was 2017. Yeah, last time I smoked a cigarette was 2017. Isn't that cool? I'm a bad bitch. Because smoking is fucking for the birds. That shit's nasty. And my little boy would always comment about me smoking and point it out. And then he picked up a cigarette butt off the ground and tried to smoke it at 3 years old. And that's what inspired me to quit. Because he picked that shit up and I started crying my eyes out, y'all. Okay. Alright, there you go. You can see me. Ugh, I hate that. I'm so fat, but oh well. Oh well. It is what it is, honey. It is what it is. I can lose the weight. Okay. Yeah, I liked to smoke when I was in the car. I would get in the car and I would roll down the windows, put the music on, and just smoke ciggies. So, I'm so glad that you guys are coming over to hang out. And I'm so glad that some of you guys are, watching more of my content and seeing what I'm about. I had somebody leave a comment or say something to me last night. It really hurt my feelings. Made me feel like shit. They said that all I'm about is drama. That really hurt my feelings because I'm not about drama. But I will call a motherfucker out real quick. Because what I'm not about is hurting people. Is being, hurting vulnerable people, And I think a lot of kids on the line, they say that having a different opinion is drama. And it's not, you guys. It's like, damn, can I not have another opinion? It's like I'm not allowed to have an opinion. Because if I have a different opinion, it's drama. And that is not real life. You did. Some people don't quit smoking with it. Ow, you guys. These fucking hairs are long and coarse. Hold on. A bitch is trying to grow a mustache, so I gotta get taken care of. Okay. Bear with me. Okay. So, I started sharing about being on Suboxone in 2017 over on Facebook. Let me tell you all my story. Okay? So, after I got on subs 30 days after I got sober. For those of you guys that don't know, I got sober in 2015 after having my son taken away from me. I don't have because my skin is so, because I have a good tan, you can't really see a lot of the hair that is on my face, so usually I'll just, pluck where I need to, and that does the trick. But, in 2015, I was chilling at my house, and my best friend and I had an argument, okay? Now, me and this girl, we shot meth together, we smoked crack together, we did everything, okay? She had a daughter that was about 5 years old, and I had just given birth to my son. And I had relapsed 90 days after having Nathaniel. So, we had gotten into an argument because she owed me money, okay? She owed me money and she didn't want to pay up. So, being the gangsta bitch that I am, I went and got the money from her old man. Now, her old man was a cop that was married. So, he wasn't going to cause no issues because he didn't want to get ratted out for cheating on his wife with my girlfriend, my friend Tara. So, when I went to him and asked him for it, he said, sure, I'll pay you back. It was only $30. So, he paid me back the money, and I went on about my day. Well, this made Tara mad as hell because I went around her and got my money. So when she found out that I did that, which was literally 30 minutes later, she called CPS on me. CPS came to my house several times without being able to get a hold of me. I guess it wasn't there. I don't know. Because I never ever heard them knocking. And it was me and my husband and my mother and father-in-law. So they must have just missed us every day. One day I came home from work. I was working as a manager at McDonald's, and they had left a letter on my door saying, hey, this is DCFS, you need to get a hold of us, right? Honey, I knew exactly what that shit was about, because when I was on the phone with Tara that day, a couple weeks before that, she had said, bitch, I'm calling CPS on you. And I was like, girl, you wouldn't do that. Shut up. Come on, it ain't that serious, Like, you're mad because I got the money, but come on now. Like, why would you want to do that? You love Nathaniel. You love my son. You see how much I love him. You see how well taken care of my baby is, right? She called them. She called CPS on me, guys. So when I got the letter on my door, I went straight to their office. I had my son with me. I didn't have a vehicle. My husband was at work. So my father-in-law took me up to their office, and they told me I had to take a drug test. Okay? I didn't know my rights, you guys. I should have not even went up there. And this is what I advise any of you that has this experience. If CPS comes to you and they say anything or they knock on your door or whatever, you tell them that they need to get a warrant and you're getting a lawyer.
What if me and OJ FaceTimed?
When?
After school.
Yeah, y'all can do that.
So I can see his face.
Sure. We'll do that. Okay? So, I should have never went up there and voluntarily gave them any information about myself. Okay? At all. Hey, Kimmy. I should have turned around and walked I should have never went up there. But I thought that they were there to help me. So when I walked in, I told them my whole life story. I told them how much I had struggled with addiction all my life. Yes. I told them how much I had struggled with addiction all my life. I told them, no, I don't homeschool. My son's out of school today. And that I really needed help and that I wanted to get help. I just didn't have the ability to do that, you know? Hey, Jillian. And so I'm giving them all the information that they need. Well, I didn't know that they were using all that information to build a case on me and take my son from me. I was voluntarily telling them that I wanted to get help and that I would go to treatment. I didn't need them to take my son away. They could have given my son to my mother and father-in-law, and I would have went straight into rehab that day. But instead, they built a case on me, and I came back the next day and drug tested my husband. We both failed for benzos and opiates, but my husband had a prescription. So, I didn't. So, like I said, I was totally willing to go to treatment. No big deal. I wanted to get help. I wanted to get better. But when you sign a safety plan with the state, DCFS, that gives them the ability to have jurisdiction over you and your child, and they can take your kid away. And that's what they did. They took my son from me. They took my son from me when I was at my most vulnerable time, where I was literally saying, yes, I'm willing to get help. Sign me up. Where do I need to go? You know? All that they didn't have to take my son. I really was literally saying, let's go. Where do I need to go? You know? But I had a shitty caseworker who literally quit 3 days after she took my son. She quit her job. So, if that doesn't tell you anything, CPS is like the doggities. They're the worst entity, I believe, in the United States of America. And so they took my son, and of course, me and my husband right away were like, well, we want our son to go with his grandma and grandpa, which was my dad's parents. Which, any other circumstance, that's exactly what would happen. They would put your child with the next of kin. As long as those people were healthy, happy, had houses, had jobs, didn't do drugs, which my mother and father-in-law were straight edge, you know, would be no problem. Nope, not when you're dealing with crooked CPS workers, okay? When you're dealing with crooked CPS workers, they want to do everything they can to make it to where they are going to get money for CPS. So they said, sorry, your son can't go with your mother and father-in-law. They're too old. And they placed my son in foster care. Only thing was, they didn't have a foster care family for him to go stay with. So my poor, 2 days before his first birthday, mind you, son was placed into a respite home, which is like a nursing home for babies. I went straight into detox, and then straight over to the treatment center, did my 30 days, came out, got on Suboxone because my husband had gotten on Suboxone. And I fought tooth and nail for my son. Within about 5 months, I was having overnight visitations. My son was sleeping at our house on Fridays and Saturdays. Okay? And then going home on Sunday evening and going to school Monday through Friday. I took every parenting class, every single thing that they asked me to do, I did it. Every single thing. It was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. That's why when I see dumbass motherfuckers out here on TikTok threatening to call CPS on people because they don't like them, dude, to me, that's bitch, I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass words. I will come to your fucking house. I don't care what state you live in. Because you don't play like that. These are children's lives. You know? Just because you don't like somebody online doesn't mean you fucking call CPS on their parent. Or on them. You know? Like, what is wrong with people, dude? What is wrong with the world today? You know? Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. So did you get custody of your son? Because they got him taken away? So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that shit. Those are this is little kids' lives that we're talking about, not fucking games on the internet, you know? And I feel like, hey, Brandy, I feel like so many people online are just fucking messed the fuck up. That's what I'm trying to protect people from, is getting into situations like that, or getting taken advantage of, or having people do this stuff like that was done to me. That's why I'm so passionate about protecting people and doing the right thing and guiding people. That's why I give you guys my phone number, and I tell you can text me or call me anytime, because I know that I'm going to give you good, solid suggestions. I'm not going to hurt you. I will never give you a suggestion that will cause you harm. And you know what? If you reached out to me and you're like, Nicole, I'm suicidal, I've got mental illness, I got da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, I'm going to say, baby, I am not a psychiatrist, but we need to get you in to see the psychiatrist or the doctor right away, because this is something I can't help you with, and I don't want you to die. And I will help you find help. I am not going to act like I know the answers. And that's a big difference between me and a lot of these TikTok wannabe recovery gurus on this fucking app. They will walk you right off the ledge because they are too egotistical to say that they don't know how to help you. You guys got to be careful out there, okay? Protect yourselves. If somebody can't say, no, I don't have the answers, that's a sign that you need to run the other fucking way. Just so y'all know. I got my CPS. Oh, thank God, right, Heather? Because, I mean, when they took Nathaniel, it was just like, and you know, me and my husband, we come from good families. My husband's parents are well off, you know. And don't worry, they never gave us any money, but they're well off. I'm always telling my husband, your mom needs to come up off some of that cash. My mom's not rich. Whatever, you're lying. I think he's lying. You know. I just give him a hard time. Anyway. I don't know. People are just... it makes me mad. Yeah, once you let them in the door, you're screwed. That's why I tell people, you don't have to let them in your house. You don't have to talk to them. You could be like, who the fuck are you? And close the door. You know? That's why I like that one guy here on TikTok, the Malibu Dallas guy. You guys need to watch him. If you're having any kind of CPS issues, you need to watch this Malibu Dallas guy. So, the other day, I had a girl reach out to me, and she told me that CPS was trying to get her to sign over temporary guardianship to her sister. And I said, well, do you have a lawyer? And she said, no. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, then do you have an open case? Like, they put a safety plan in place, but they haven't been to see the judge. I was like, okay, well, you need to get a lawyer, because if you have your own place, you've done all the parenting classes, you've done everything they've asked you to do, you're passing drug tests, excuse me, you're gainfully employed, you have transportation, you've taken every class that you need to take, then there's no reason why y'all shouldn't be working on reunification, right? This CPS worker is telling her that she's not going to give her custody back of her child because she says that she's only sober for her kids. That's what the caseworker said. And the girl's like, how does she know if I'm only sober for my kids? She doesn't know that. She's putting words in my mouth. And I'm like, yeah. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, these caseworkers can basically just do whatever they want to do. So this caseworker has a preconceived notion of this girl's sobriety, and is assuming that the girl is only staying sober for her kids. First of all, it doesn't matter if she's just staying sober for her kids, and that's why what she's doing at the beginning, because a lot of us use our children as motivation to get sober. I thought so too. I used my son as motivation to get and stay sober. Are your dark circles really, really bad? I have dark circles too, but I have tan skin, so it kind of offsets it a little bit. You need to use a color corrector. If you're white, use a peach color corrector. If you are brown like me, use an orange-ish color corrector. And if you're black, use an orangey red color corrector underneath your eyes. Okay? That's okay. I'm sober for Paco. That's my co-host. Yeah, so you need to get a peach color corrector to offset that dark circle. Yeah, yellow is for dullness, not for dark circles. Green is for redness, and peach, orange, reddish is for dark circles. We're going to use this color, Charlotte Tilbury blush, because it's pretty. So, whenever you're looking for something to like combat something, you look at the opposite end of the color wheel, okay? So, like, if you're trying to offset dark circles, which would be like purple, right? Purpley bluish color, look at the opposite end of the color wheel to see what color it is. And that's what you'll use to offset that issue. Hope that helps you. So, anyway, I love doing my makeup and chit-chatting with you guys. I'm feeling a lot better than I was feeling yesterday. Yesterday, my mental health was just kind of kicking because I was going back and forth with people. And like I said, I'm self-aware enough to know that I be clapping back sometimes and it gets out of hand. So I got to take a step back and pause, pause and reevaluate what my message is and what I'm trying to convey to people, because it can get lost in my passion, And I don't ever want that to happen to where people get hurt or confused by something that I'm saying. And that's why I try to take a step back, reevaluate, take a deep breath, and come back better the next day, And so that's what we have done today. Yeah, no problem. I know quite a bit about makeup too. I used to work, just so y'all know, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. But I used to work in the makeup department. I used to do makeovers back in the day, back in 1999, for JCPenney when they had their cosmetic counter inside of the Dillards, or not inside the Dillards, JCPenney cosmetic counter inside of the Hot Springs Mall. In 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, I worked there. And so I would do makeovers for people, prom makeup, contest makeup for people that were doing bikini contests, all kinds of fun stuff. I love doing it. Yeah, I was going to take a break, but it's just easy for me to come on here and do a TikTok live because these lives record. So after I'm done, I can post it on YouTube for everybody. You know? Like it's recording itself right now. So I love that about TikTok. I'm so glad your sister joined the Patreon too, Jillian. I mean, your sister, your daughter. That was awesome. For any of you guys that don't know, I have a Patreon, okay? My Patreon is like a group, a private group where we have recovery support. And let me tell you how much it costs. Y'all are going to die when y'all hear how much it costs. My Patreon costs, drum roll please. Can you guess? Let everybody guess. $2 for 30 days. So how much is that? Is that like a quarter? It's 50 cents. Yeah, 50 cents a week. $2. Okay? So, the only reason it costs is because it's Patreon. It's a subscription service, right? And I've had it since like 2018. I made it when I made my YouTube channel. So anyways, Jillian's in my Patreon, and her daughter joined today too. So I just thought that was so awesome that your daughter is coming to hang out with us too. So on my Patreon, which that's what I'm getting ready for right now, is to drop a video in Patreon. So every week I drop one video about a recovery topic inside of my Patreon account. And this week's topic is disconnecting from our old friends that we used to get high with. How do we stop hanging out with those people, right? Because for a lot of us, if we keep those old friends around who are still using, honey, we will be right back out that door with them getting high in no time. So we have to distance ourselves from them. So in today's Patreon Patreon video, I'm going to be discussing the many times that I didn't disconnect from my friends that I used to get high with, and how I relapsed, and then what happened when I did disconnect, and all that good stuff. And then like little tips and stuff that can help you along the way to stay sober and make new friends that are healthy friendships. Then I upload the video into Patreon, and then on Friday, we do a live stream in our private Facebook group where we talk about that topic, okay? So like this Friday, we'll be talking about that, and then this gives people an opportunity who are a part of my Patreon. If they want to, they can come up and they can share their experience when they were in the same position, or maybe they're in that position right now and they want to talk and everything. They want to talk to everybody else. So it's really cool. It's very interactive. So you get 4 videos and 4 live streams a month. Plus, you get access to our private patron-only Telegram support chat where we're all at, and our private Facebook group. So that's a $2. That's what my $2 Patreon consists of. And then I do social media account coaching, which I'm only coaching one person right now, and that's Robert. And Robert is building his social media, so I'm teaching him how to do it. And that's been really fun. I really enjoy doing that. I'm passionate about that. Hey, it's called a reservation. Hell yeah, Heather, I'm proud of you. Good job, girl. Good job. You fucking realize that. That's exactly what we do. We hang on. Sometimes we don't realize it for a while too. It's like we're just sitting on that number, and it's like, why am I sitting on this number? Why haven't I got a new cell phone number? Why haven't I deleted my plug's number? Why am I hanging on to this? If I have such a new life, what am I sitting on this shit for? You know what you're sitting on it for, honey. For a rainy day. For a rainy day, ho. You know, and that's exactly what I've done that too before in the past. Now, I've been so disconnected from the game, you guys. Lord, it would be hilarious if I tried to go out and find drugs today. I could probably walk over to my neighbor's house and get pot, but that's the worst or the most I could do. And I don't even really think smoking pot is bad. I just can't do it myself because I eat. I won't stop eating. That's why I don't smoke. A lot of people always ask me, why don't you do plant medicine? Because a bitch tried it and I fucking couldn't stop eating. I turned into the damn... You think I'm fat now, y'all? Y'all should have seen me whenever I was trying to do medical marijuana. I ate a whole platter of lasagna and almost fucking died. I was so backed up from all the cheese, and then all of a sudden, I was able to get rid of that backed upness, and then it started flowing like fucking water. It was miserable, dude. Miserable. So, I've learned over the years just what works for me, you know? It's true, y'all. It's true. Now I'm trying to find something that helps me with my weight because I'm struggling. And a lot of people on my videos, that guy Hustling 101, he tried to expose me for taking over-the-counter diet pills and for trying to take prescription. I've actually been trying to get a prescription for some kind of medication. I haven't been able to do that yet. He tried to expose me for taking those over-the-counter diet pills, not knowing that I've literally made like 7 videos about it on this platform, on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and he has his little minions coming over saying, well, why did you have Kicking Addiction take down the video on his account? Number one, because the video is on my account, and I talked about it on my YouTube channel, and it's my story to be told. Number two, I don't want people clipping just one, because I was on there talking about it for like 30 minutes. I don't want people clipping a part and taking it out of context. And that's what people will do. They'll take one clip that says, I was overtaking diet pills, and they won't show the beginning or the end of the clip, right? And then they'll all spread it around. So, he didn't know that I was best friends with Kevin. We've been doing YouTube for the last 5 years together. So I called my friend and I said, hey, will you private that video? Because a lot of people are going to come over to your channel and they're going to take clips of it and they're going to take it out of context. And I don't want that to happen. It's my story to be told, and I've told it on my YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And if they want to come over here and do the fucking research to find it down on my account, then that's what they have to do. You know, and people are like, why did you have Kicking Addiction take the video down? Because I can. Because I can. Don't ever try to come for me, honey, because you don't know who I am. Don't ever try to expose me for something I expose myself for every single day. I am the realest bitch you have ever met, and I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. But I will not allow somebody to manipulate my fucking story. And that little turd that's in jail now fucking tried to put it out on the internet like I was taking meth or some shit. I'll be damned if you're going to fucking do that shit to me. You fucked with the wrong bitch now. You know, and I was trying so hard to be nice, y'all. I was trying so hard to be nice. I was trying so hard to be nice to him. But when he made that video trying to throw me under the bus and make fun of me for my struggles, to basically say, he was trying to imply that I'm getting high. That I've somehow relapsed and I'm not being honest with my audience. And then he sent Lawrence over here to keep on asking me, are you on Suboxone? Stop lying, stop lying. When did I ever say I was not on Suboxone, you guys? Have I ever said that? Have I ever said I was not on subs? Like, I was so confused by Lawrence coming over here on my channel, commenting all that shit, because I've never said I wasn't on Suboxone. Like, that's what my whole mission is to help people understand Matt better, you know? And so that was like so confusing to me. I was like dumbfounded, if you want to know the truth. I was like, what is Lawrence over here for now? So I truly believe that, yeah, because Lawrence was mad about it when I started calling him out. Lawrence started coming over going, you're just mad because he's going to do it better than you. Do what better than me? You guys, I'm not actively here trying to push coaching onto people. You know, I'm not actively here trying to hustle you guys out of $100 a month. Have any of you guys heard me sit here and try to get you to join my coaching services? I'll wait. No, because I don't talk about it on my account because, one, I got enough on my plate. I do a lot of stuff for people already. And number two, if people want me to coach them, they'll just reach out to me and say that. You know, that's normally what happens. If somebody wants me to work with them, they'll just reach out to me and they'll say, hey, Nicole, will you guide me? You know, and I'll say, sure. I live in Arkansas. You know, I'll say, sure. Like today, Sabrina called me and she was asking me about how to get a sponsor and all that good stuff. I told her, listen, I don't work the 12 steps currently. I'm in a different program. But I will absolutely 100% mentor you, and I will help you find somebody to take you through the 12 steps. And she can call me hey girl, she can call me anytime, day or night, you know. And she doesn't have to send me a dime of money, not one single fucking red cent, you know. And that's the difference between me and a lot of these fuckers on the internet, is that you can call me anytime, day or night. I'm not over here trying to take advantage of folks. And I don't need you to pay my way. You know? So, yeah. That whole thing with that hustling guy, you guys, I have to say this. Because I'm finally starting to, like, cool down from it. I was very upset about that. It was very fucking telling of him trying to basically say that I'm, like, not sober. You know? I never once attacked his sobriety. Never. And I never fucking would. You know? And so, the fact that he did that to me, like I said, it says so much more about him than it does about me. So much. My name's Nicole. And I do the best I can to be supportive of everybody, you know, no matter what kind of pathway you're taking. And if you called me and you said, hey, Nicole, you know, like today, my girl Sabrina, she called me. She is going to AA meetings. I didn't try to talk her out of that because it's a different path than I'm doing. I didn't I just shared with her, you know, some, like, really awesome stuff. And I'm going to be working on finding her some in real life young people's meetings for 20-somethings, because she's going to meetings right now, and a lot of the meetings are a lot of older people, and she can't relate, and she wants to meet somebody like in their 30s, or, you know, that she can relate to. So I'm going to try and find her a young people's meeting in AA. Who's that? Let me look her up. Hold on, let me post this video real fast and I'm going to look her up. Are you a small business owner that wants to start a podcast? So, for instance, this guy that I'm I'm managing his TikTok. He's a new client, and he is a coach. This is perfect to talk about right now. He's not a recovery coach. He is basically teaching people how to start their small business, start their own social media, that kind of stuff. He is, his name is Patrick. He's neurodivergent. I think he has ADHD and autism. And he makes content about, you know, helping people that want to start their own business venture and do social media. And so we're managing his account, and he does coaching. Somebody was asking me what a coach is. And they are getting the two confused. They're getting the peer support and the recovery coaching confused. Those are not the same thing, you guys, okay? Any person can label themselves a coach, okay? Any person. There is nothing that says you cannot be a coach. Any person can charge money to teach people what they know, because that's what coaching is, okay? And peer support, you have to have a certification. You have to get certified through the state that you live in, okay? So that's the difference. Any person that's an expert in what they do, right? Like I consider myself an expert in social media account management. So I do social media account growth coaching. Any person that has an expertise, something that they're good at, and that they want to share with other people can do coaching, okay? And there's no law, there's nothing that can stop them from doing that, nothing like that. Now, there are certifications that you can get to be a life coach, a recovery coach, that kind of thing, but you don't have to. You don't have to get that, and nobody can stop you from doing that, okay? Now, with peer support, you have to get that certification. And honestly, like when people ask me which one would I do, I always tell them to go get their peer support certification, because then you can get employed by like a treatment center. You can get employed by the emergency room. Shit, you could work for the damn cop shop for the police, okay? Doing peer support and talking to people in the jail who are coming off of drugs and shit. You could do anything with a peer support certification. So it's a great little certification to get, and you can get it fairly quickly. And so that's why I always tell people when they reach out to me, Nicole, what should I do? Should I do a coaching or a peer support? Peer support! Peer support. Absolutely. That's what if I was going to be getting a certification, that's what I would do. Okie dokie. Now I want to do some eye makeup. I'm going to do purple. How do you get it? Oh, your peer support certification. So every state is different what they require. So what you need to do, I helped Joel and Sarah do this. All you got to do is go online and Google peer support in the state that you live in, and it'll give you a link to sign up to get into the classes to get trained. Like I said, you can work in the emergency room, and it's really cool, dude. Like, I really think it's valuable, and more people need to do it. More people need to do it, for sure. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Versus channel, YouTube. It's a great, great thing. All things private. There we go. But a lot of people were like accusing me of like lying or something. I've never said I was a peer, y'all. People just always ask me how to get their certification, so I help them find how to do it. That's all. Now, I'll tell you what happened to me and why I did not become a peer in Arkansas. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. 2.5 years ago, was it in 20? I think it was in 2020. In 2020, maybe 2019, one of the people here in Arkansas who is a peer reached out to me, a guy named Monty, and he said, "Hey, Nicole, I am a peer coach." Like, he was already a peer, and now he was a trainer, a peer trainer. So what he would do is he would train people on how to be peers once they got signed up. He called me, he seeked me out and said, "You should go and become a peer. We need you. We need you here in Arkansas as a peer." Because he was watching my social media. He knew me from Jimmy. And so I was like, okay, because Jimmy McGill lives here where I live. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I went and I filled out all the information on how to become a peer here in the state of Arkansas. Honey, I was so excited because Monty had already reached out to them. He had said he was going to be my trainer. He had signed off on being my trainer and all this stuff. I was excited. Well, when I got my thing back saying when I could start my classes, they had denied me and told me I wasn't allowed to become a peer. And you want to know why? They said I wasn't allowed to become a peer because I was on Suboxone. So I started reaching out to all my friends in all the other states. And I was like, hold on. Are you a small business owner that wants to start a podcast? Okay. I had started reaching out to all my other friends in different states and saying, "Hey, aren't you on Suboxone? Do you have your peer certification? Aren't you on Suboxone? Do you have your peer certification?" All these people were messaging me back and saying, Yeah, I'm on subs, I'm on methadone, I'm on all these different pathways to recovery, right? And that's when I lost my fucking shit. And I was like, Arkansas's got me fucked up. Arkansas is judgmental and hypocritical and not supporting multiple pathways. And so that's when I made it my life's mission to change the law here in Arkansas. Change the thing to allow people on MAT to become peer support. So that's what I did. Me and all my friends in different states who were already peers started writing the state of Arkansas, complaining about it. Because you know it's against the Americans with Disabilities Act to discriminate against us, those of us that are on subs, those of us that are even if you're not on subs. It's against the law to discriminate against people who are addicts. And because having an addiction is considered being an American with a disability. So, we wrote in, Next thing I know, a bitch is getting a letter saying, hey, we just want to let you know, as long as you've been on Suboxone over 2 years with a stable dose, and you can have your doctor sign off on it, you can become a peer. We were able to change the requirements. And so now anybody can become a peer, as long as they have been on their medication and have a doctor that can show that they have been, you know? And so that's what's up. That's what's up. But after that day, it really just put a fucking sour-ass taste in my mouth, you know? And I haven't really wanted to fuck with it since. They did email me about 2 or 3 weeks ago asking me to send in my background check, because that's all I need is my background check and my, I think it was my background check and my diploma, and they would, I could start the classes, but I just haven't wanted to do it. Yeah, because it's fucked up. Like, we're so behind the times, you guys, here in Arkansas. It's fucked up that I even had to do that. Like, MAT treatment is a valid form of recovery. And just like being on meds for our mental health, like, would you tell somebody to stop taking their mental health medications? No. It's the same thing with MAT, y'all. It helps me with my mental health. It helps my brain, you know? I wouldn't stay on this medication if it wasn't helping me, you know? And so it saved my life. I wouldn't be alive today if I hadn't got on Suboxone, all right? And that's the fucking truth, all right? My son would not have his mother if I hadn't got on subs. No, it's just, you, like, in your state, you will go to classes, you'll meet with other people, you'll have training classes, you'll have CPR class, you'll do all kinds of stuff. It's not just online, no. Like, it's serious for me. This medication changed my life because I had tried forever to do, you know, to get sober through abstinence for over 10 years, okay? And so I was not about to sit back and just allow my people to not be included on something here in the state of Arkansas, you know? But ever since I came out on Facebook in 2017 and shared about being on Suboxone and being in recovery, it was like a really hard journey for me. Because of where I live in a Bible Belt. A lot of people believe that you can just pray your addiction. Pray to God and He'll save you and you'll be free. And honey, let me just tell you, I have prayed. I have prayed for years for God to take it away from me and for me to be able to be okay. And it just didn't happen. You know, I needed help. I needed medication. I needed more than 12 steps could do for me. And so, sharing that openly in where I live, being in the South, being in the Bible Belt, it has been hard for me. People shunned me. People made fun of me. People told me I'm not in recovery. I mean, people still do it to this day. Like Jimmy McGill. I love him to death, but, like, he follows Lawrence. I mean, he sees how Lawrence treats people on MAT, and to me, I don't hate Jimmy. I love him to death, but to me, that says a lot. Like, if you're willing to follow somebody who treats other people on MAT like they're less than, then I believe that you believe the same things they do. You know what I mean? And so, especially when you're such like a big influence in the recovery community in the state, I think it's really important to, let people know where you stand, And so that's why here I try to be very, very clear that on this channel, we support all pathways to recovery. And you will never see me shaming somebody for their pathway because it's different than me, But deep down inside, and I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all, a lot of people who are not on MAT, who are sober, do believe that they are doing better than us. A lot of people who are not on MAT do believe that we're not sober. They just don't say it. Even the ones who say to your face, like, I support MAT, when it comes down to it, they are the ones that are standing with their mouth closed while we're getting bashed for being on subs. You know what I'm saying? And I have experienced this firsthand, especially here on social media, where a person will be like, I support all multiple pathways to recovery. But then when we sit down and we do a video together, or we have like a debate or something, or we're all talking in a large group, they'll have things to say like, well, a person should be off of it by 2 years max. And it's like, who turns you into a doctor, my guy? And so they end up telling on themselves, kind of like that feral dude. Remember, you guys? Remember Jess when she was going back and forth with that feral guy here on TikTok who was like commenting, talking shit about MAT? Kind of like him, where they're like, they fake the front and they say they like support all pathways or whatever, but then it comes out of their mouth, out of their side of their neck later on down the line. It always happens. They always end up exposing themselves. Kind of like Hustlin' 101. He did the same thing. He acted like he supported MAT and supported multiple pathways. But then when people were reaching out to him about stuff, like he was telling them that they don't need to take you shouldn't have to be on that for the rest of your life or whatever. It's not about having to be on something. It's about choosing to do what you want to do with your body and how you want to do your recovery, and being smart enough to know, hey, listen, you need to do what's best for you. Like, I would never, ever recommend somebody to get off of their medication, because I'm not a doctor. I haven't done any eyeliner, so I think I'm going to do some eyeliner. But people will do little things like that and say, a true ally, a true supporter, of the MAT community will ride with us. When you were messed up on what, baby? Alicia, what are you talking about, baby? I didn't see the rest of your comment. All I see is that one. Oh, is Jess in here right now? I didn't see her. Is Trauma Mama in here? NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. That's the one I use. Or I use the NARS Matte Complete Concealer in the pot. They're both really freaking good, you guys. Really good. Just so you know. Hold on, y'all. Look at that. NARS, yes. N-A-R-S. N. Oh, you're not the worst. Are you the one who commented about struggling with overtaking your Suboxone? Oh, other people look at you like that. Fuck them motherfuckers. Fuck them. Girl, fuck them motherfuckers. Are you doing good? Do you feel like you're doing good? Or do you feel like you're making positive changes in your life? That's all that should matter. Don't worry about what those other people say, okay? And yes, I understand they used to do the same thing to me, girl. But look at me now. Look at me now, okay? Look at me now. And I want y'all to hear me when I say this. Like, I don't say this stuff to brag, okay? I say this stuff because it's a big deal, okay? Like, I work for one of the world's most amazing addiction specialists / medical doctors in the world, okay? Dr. Fareed Bonimad, okay? He trusts me to help patients that are coming off of high-powered opioids and be their support and cheer them on and be there to help them. Like, that's a big deal. He trusts me to have his DEA number. He trusts me to help with getting refills called in and making sure patients are scheduled on the books. Like, he trusts me. I'm a junkie. I used to shoot dope. That's a big deal, you know? So, like, I'm on Suboxone, and I've been able to look where I'm at today. So please believe. Being on Suboxone doesn't make you less than. It doesn't make you incapable. It doesn't make you not in recovery. Look at me. I am literally proof that you can work in treatment. You can work for one of the world's best addiction specialists in the world. You can work at a treatment center. You can work in a detox. You can do recovery coaching. You can do peer support. Anything you want to do and be on MAT. So let somebody come over here and tell me otherwise, honey. Because all I'm going to do is put it in the face and show them that I'm doing it. Because I am. So don't you let anybody shame you, okay? Because anybody that shames you guys for being on MAT, dude, they're fucking they're losers, okay? People who have to shame you because you're different than them are insecure fucking losers. Straight up. Straight up. There you go, see? Canada, baby, Canada. That's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy to me. That's just their preconceived judgment. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you know what I would do? Listen to this, Alicia. Are you listening to me? What I would do if I was you is I would do a little experiment. And I would like take a couple of weeks and come back to your family and say, hey guys, I'm not on Suboxone anymore. Okay? And then just go on about your days and let them see how you act for like 30 days. Let them think that you're not on subs, okay? And then come back and say, well, actually, I'm still on Suboxone. I just wanted to show you guys that you wouldn't know either way if I didn't tell you. Bada bing, bada boom. Pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean? You wouldn't know if I didn't tell you. I'm being honest. You know? I'm being honest. What are you doing? You know? And, because they wouldn't know. The only reason they know, baby, is because you told them. It's because you was being honest. Nobody would even know it. That's why people make me so damn mad, y'all. Hold on. That's why I get so upset when I hear you guys telling me that your loved ones are being judgmental that you're on subs. Or methadone or whatever. Because they wouldn't even know if you didn't tell them. You know? And that's another thing over here on my account. Nobody would even know I was on MAT if I didn't say anything about it. Because I'm just a normal person, just like you guys. That's why I was so dumbfounded when, like, Lawrence was commenting on my channel and going, are you on Suboxone? Don't lie. I'm like, Lawrence, you know I'm on subs. I've always talked about being on Suboxone. It's literally what my channel is about, is my MAT journey and advocating for other people that are on MAT, helping them to not feel ashamed, you know? So, when he was, like, trying to shame me, I was like, what is going on here? Is he on? Did he relapse or something? Because he's acting really weird. And he was in all of our comment sections being mean as hell to all of us girls. Yeah. Saying that Corinda's eyebrows look like Nike signs. Like, why would you say that, dude? Is there something wrong with you? Yeah. I've been on Suboxone since I got sober in 2015. It saved my life. And I always advocate and share. That's what my whole, I guess it's kind of hard now because my YouTube channel had gotten deleted. But if you follow me on like my YouTube channel, or you go down in my feed and you watch some of my videos where I'm like sharing my story, I always talk about how I got on Suboxone after I had 30 days sober. And the reason for that was because the treatment center I was in, they did Suboxone, but it was like only for certain people. And at the time, I guess I didn't ask about it enough. But my friend Darren, he was in there when I was in there, and he got put on subs. But they were really strict about it. So I didn't ask about it. I was too busy focusing on, trying to get out of there because I was fighting for custody of my son back, So when I got out, my husband picked me up, and he told me that he had gotten put on Suboxone. And I was so mad at him, you guys, because you guys have to remember, all I was taught was 12-step abstinence-based sobriety. So I was always told that, being on subs, being on anything really was not. It was trading addictions is what I was told. Okay, and so when my husband told me he got on subs, I was mad because I felt like he was trying to trade addictions. And I had a really bad experience with methadone because I wasn't ready to get sober and I was abusing it. So when Neil got on subs, I thought it was going to be just like when we were on methadone, I thought we were going to be getting high. But it was the direct opposite. So after about a week of Neil being on subs, and he was doing so good, you guys, and I saw how good he was doing, I was like, dude, I need to talk to the doctor because I'm struggling. And so that's when I went, and this was my 8th time to be in rehab. That's when I went to my doctor, and it was the same doctor from our treatment center, Dr. Mancino, and I told him, and that's when he sat me down and he was like, I want you to understand something. This medication was created for people just like you. It was created for people who have tried to get sober time and time again, and they always relapse. Yeah, just reach out to them and see. Matthew, just message them. I had always relapsed. I would get sober, and then I would relapse. I would get sober, and then I would relapse, And so he was like, if you don't like it, we can always titrate you off of it. Don't worry, I'll help you with it, whatever you decide. And that was that. And I said, okay, let's do it. And so I got on Suboxone, and I'm so glad that I chose it because I chose life that day. When I got on Suboxone, I chose life, and it saved my life. And because of that, I'm sober today, and my son has his mama. So, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal for me. Okay. How's it look, you guys? Okay. Looks good. Yeah. Okay. I'm proud. I'm happy with it. Looks good. Looks good. So I'm glad that I listened to my doctor and didn't let the stigma keep me from getting the life-saving treatment that I needed. And you know what? This was the first time that I've ever been able to stay sober. Out of all the years that I tried to get sober, like I said, I've been to treatment, 8 treatment centers, 7 sober living centers, in and out of detoxes, everything you can imagine I've done. Okay? This time is the first time that I was ever able to get sober and stay sober. And I haven't relapsed, not one single time in 8 years. Not that there's anything to be ashamed of if you have. I'm just showing you guys like the great difference between me white knuckling it and doing something that wasn't working for me for so many years, and then finally finding something that did work for me, and the success that I've had with that treatment. So, all those years, dude, I tried to get sober and stay sober. All those years, you guys, and I kept relapsing. And so it just goes to show you that all it takes is, you know, the right pathway for you. And it can be different for every person. What I want to know is, why in God's name would we believe that every single person can recover through one path? Why, as human beings, would we ever think that that is possible when we are all created so differently? We all have such different kinds of situations, circumstances, mental health, brains, all that. Why on God's green earth would we all think that we can just squeeze ourselves into this one pathway to recovery? You know? And so you're only taught that one pathway, so that's why you guys have only thought that's the only right way, because that was the only way you were ever given. Now that you know that there's so many different paths and that you could try something different, it could literally be the difference between life and death. And that's what Suboxone was for me. Imagine being somebody who has been trying to get sober for over 10 years. In and out, in and out, in and out, right? A sober living. In and out of rehab. In and out of outpatient therapy. In and out of therapy. In and out of AA meetings. And then you try a different way for the first time in 10 years. And that way sticks. Bam! It worked like fucking magic, dude. And you mean to tell me I needed to do this? If I had just given it a try earlier on, I probably would have been able to be sober when I gave birth to my son instead of high on drugs. If I had just had the opportunity to try a different path, or even been told about it. So much wasted time. So much wasted time. And I realize that. That's what makes me so upset. Is I wasted so much time getting high and being in meth-induced psychosis. And all kinds of shit. Kind of like when you're a kid growing up and your mom and dad, they pick your religion basically, right? So let's say all your life you've been a Catholic. All your life you've gone to Catholic church. And then when you get old enough to choose your own way, you start trying different things. And then you find Pentecostal. I don't know. It's totally two different. They're both Christian, right? But totally two different kinds of worships, you know? And you love it. And it's like you finally can have a connection with God the way you felt like you should always have it, right? But it's like kind of, you get emotional about it because all those years you were trying to have this connection that you were unable to achieve because the worship style wasn't vibing with you, you know? And so that's what it's like whenever you've been pushed into AA and abstinence-only recovery for so many years, and then you try something different and it fucking actually works for you. It's like a miracle. And that's what I feel like. I can't believe I'll be celebrating 8 years sober July 13th. July 13th of this year will be 8 years. I couldn't even get a year sober. The longest I'd ever been sober was 9 months. 9 months. So, oh man, I'm telling you what. My eyeballs are leaking. Hey, you need to email Christine at, it's Kristine, Matthew, at recoverydelivered.com. Christine with a K. Christine at recoverydelivered.com, and ask them if they'll take that piece of paper, that whatever, the thing that you told me about, the ID thing. But yeah, so, and I've been working so hard all these years to really not perfect, but really maintain and grow in my recovery and help other people and be a beacon of hope and support and love for people. The way I want to be for people in recovery is I want them to see me and think, that's somebody that I could reach out to and talk to because she's so down to earth, right? Like, that's really important to me, because I know whenever I was trying to get sober, I felt all alone and I really couldn't find anybody that I could relate to, right? So people being able to relate to me and be connected to me authentically, it's important to me, right? And that is why, like, I give my phone number out to everybody. That's why I make my videos. That's why I tell you guys that I'm just a regular person, just like you are. Because I am. And that makes me so happy, Rachel, to hear that. Because that really, really is. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Anna. I haven't dyed my hair, and it's all this is all my natural hair color. So thank you for saying that, because I stopped dyeing my hair like 3 or 4 years ago because I wanted to grow it completely out to where it was just all natural. And because I had always gotten balayages with like caramel blonde highlights in it. And so thank you for noticing, because I have been working on it, working on my hair health. Podcaster. I was going to start a podcast, but I haven't done it yet. I need to do it. So do I. Look, I have a whole patch of gray. They're actually whites. Have y'all started watching the Anna Nicole Smith? Oh yeah, happy birthday, Jillian. I forgot to say that to you in here. Jillian just turned 40 today, y'all. Isn't that cool? How do you feel, Jillian? Do you feel old? I know that when I turned 40, it made me feel really, really different. But then when I turned 41, I was like, I'm old. Yes, it's on Netflix. It just came out. Sorry, I'm putting some deodorant on, y'all. Yeah, it just came out on Netflix. It's really good. I'm going to start it. I was watching the beginning of it before I came on here with you guys.
What's up, you guys? Here I am, back with another drama video. So, I wanted to talk to you guys, since a lot of y'all were asking me, like, why would Jason call you and admit to being high on meth and leaving treatment and getting punched in the face? And honestly, I thought the same thing. Why would he admit to somebody who's actively making videos about his girlfriend calling her out?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm excited. I really love Anna Nicole Smith. I think she's just so beautiful, and it's so sad how she passed, It's sad. I believe that she really struggled with substance abuse, opioids, and I believe that she also struggled with mental health, and there was nobody really helping her. There was people that were just giving her what she wanted. Yes, 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 right? And so eventually that is what took her life, was an overdose, So, it's so fucking sad, dude. Because she just... I used to love her old series when she was like a little bit heavier, and she like had her own little series. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really good. It was funny. Where's the damn shit? Mother's Day. Oh, it's not there. Okay. Yeah. Agreed. That's what I think too, baby. Too many people in her life giving her what she wanted, you know? Not saying, no, you don't need this. Okay. Are you guys watching the documentary too? I want to make a video about it after I get done watching it. I think it's important to talk about it, you know? Also, the pressure of, like, you know, needing to be perfect. And, you know, back then, it was, like, not popular to be thick, right? Okay, so back then, it wasn't like the Kardashians really weren't they weren't a thing back then. And so, she died in 2007, right? So, like, think about it. She was, like, the first, one of the very first people who were, like she's like a Madonna, like Marilyn Monroe, like, shapely and beautiful, right? So, yeah.
Thank you, David, for seeing what I was trying to say, and I don't have my tooth in.
I don't have my tooth in. Y'all thought that was funny, huh? Aw. Let's see what Sabrina said in this video.
So today I spoke with Addiction Recovery with Nicole, and I cannot tell you how much of an inspiration she is to me. We met through TikTok, which is why I absolutely love this platform. And the support she has given, the knowledge she has given me, gosh, I can't even thank her enough. And I also want to say thank you to everyone that donated and that has supported me through this journey. Really, without the support of you guys and the donations, I would still be using. I would still be in the club, and Nicole has taught me that you have to make sacrifices. So I'm very stubborn and impatient, and Nicole also stated that that is that instant gratification that we all want and seek out for. And things take time. Never in my life would I have thought that that video would have blown up and people would have related to it so much. It's truly a blessing, and I need to think of myself as one of the lucky ones. All this bullshit that we have, that are these materialistic things that I didn't want to lose if I went to treatment. And without you guys, y'all allowed me some grace, giving me time to figure out my shit, figuring out the sobriety, because this is a truly uncomfortable thing. I got into treatment on the 9th, and I've just been sitting in my house, self-isolating, and going to meetings. Meetings are the only thing that I look forward to right now, because they're providing your number so I'm able to talk to somebody, because I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't told anybody any of the stuff that I'm going through right now. So thank you so much to everybody that has allowed me to take on this opportunity, this challenge, because I know a lot of people don't get that opportunity. You guys have to go follow her. She is just an amazing woman. She's so funny and so bubbly. Gosh, she really is an inspiration to me. And I already love her to death. And I know I'm going to have to deal with being uncomfortable, and this is something I'm going to have to work on every day. But I know achieving is uncomfortable. And no good things come from being comfortable. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you for allowing me to have this journey. And always remember that there are still people that are sick and suffering. So today I spoke...
Damn, that little girl got me crying over here. Damn, that made me... So here's the thing. When I first got sober, you guys, I was just like Sabrina. I was sitting at my house and I had no friends. I had just gotten my child taken away from me. I had just gotten out of treatment, had 30 days sober. My son was in foster care, and I was fucking miserable. The only reason why I didn't commit suicide was because my son was in foster care, and he was counting on me. He was counting on me and his dad getting better. You know, he needed us. And so, being brand new in sobriety, having your child taken away from you, not knowing if they're okay, not knowing what, it was horrible. It was horrible. And having to get sober with my husband. So we weren't married yet. We were both drug addicts though. And so can you imagine, like, we used to feed off of each other. We used to say, okay, we're going to get sober. And we would both go through withdrawal, right? We would go through withdrawal. We would be doing so good, and then one of us would cave. One of us would cave and say, we deserve to celebrate. We deserve to relapse. We deserve to get high. And we would feed off each other. And we would go out and get high, relapse, get high, relapse, get high, relapse, get high, relapse, get high, right? And so when we got sober, we had to do this. Our son was counting on us. If we didn't get sober, our son's life, he could have, foster care. That's all I have to say. Foster care. Okay? He would have been a victim of the system, you know? And so that was even more pressure on us because there was two of us. And if y'all know anything about relationships and active addiction and then relationships and recovery, is that sometimes when you get sober with your significant other, when you guys get sober, you change and you really might not like each other anymore. You might not love each other. You might not want to be in recovery with each other, right? You might not be in love anymore. And that was a huge fear for me because everybody kept telling me and my husband, there's no way you'll make it together. You'll fall out. Everybody was telling us that. It was so discouraging to hear that from people, you guys. If you are with somebody and y'all both are actively using and you get sober together, it is possible for you to get sober and stay sober. But you have to get sober apart. He has to do his recovery. You got to do your recovery. Because what I was trying to do was I was trying to micromanage my husband's recovery for him and make him do recovery the way I was doing recovery. And it caused so many disagreements and rifts between the two of us because I was trying to get him to do recovery my way. Hey, Taylor. And so my husband actually relapsed in 2020. And when my husband relapsed, I had 5 years sober. He did too. And when he relapsed, you guys, I was devastated. I was fucking devastated. I could have went out and got high. Shit, I almost did. I was begging for him to get me some drugs because I wanted to I didn't understand. I couldn't understand why he would want to get high after everything we went through to get our son back. And I was just so disappointed in him. I was hurt. You know? And so I was telling him, go get me drugs. Go do this. Go do that. Thank God he didn't. And he stayed relapsed for 6 months, y'all. Well, the first basically all of it. 5 months, I tried to fix, manage, and control him. I tried to save him from the disease of addiction, and it wasn't working, honey. He was going full speed ahead. Okay? So I had to lay down the law. I had to lay down a boundary and tell him, listen, man, you can't come home like that and our son see you. Because I don't want Nate to know I don't want him to see his dad like that. So he had to start coming home, and it was late at night when he was coming home, and Nate was already asleep a lot of times, thank God. But that, and then I stopped helping him. I stopped calling into his job for him. I stopped covering for his ass. And do you know what happened? The moment that I stopped covering for my husband, he got fired from his job. And guess what happened after that? The day my husband got fired from his job was December 21st, 2020. Guess what else that day is? That day is also his sobriety date. Because he finally had to reap the consequences of his actions. Because I stopped saving his ass. And that's when he decided to get sober. Because he actually had to have consequences and live them. Can you believe that shit? If I knew that all I had to do was stop trying to save his ass and he would get sober, I would have done that 6 months ago. But I was only 5 years sober. And I say only because I had so much more to learn. You know? And 5 years is 5 years is a lot of time. It really is. But not when you don't know shit. And I was still learning so much back then. Still am. But even more so then. And when I stopped managing and controlling him and stopped saving him, he fucking got sober. Can y'all believe that shit? When I tell you, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm so happy that he got sober, though. I'm so proud of him. And he's been sober ever since. Oh, just so y'all know, this is caffeine. Oh, I take 1 caffeine, maybe 2, because I get headaches if I don't take them. But they're just 200 milligrams of caffeine. You can get them from Walmart. It's like drinking coffee. I just don't drink coffee, so I take that. Yeah, it's just caffeine. Oh, man. Beep, bop, boop, bop, beep, bop, boop, bop, beep. Yeah, we are so much alike, y'all. How did I miss you? Okay. So, anyways, that is a little bit about how my husband got sober. I don't know why. I told you all that because of the relationship thing. And I, when you and your significant other get sober together, you guys both find something that works for each other, right? You find what works for you, he finds what works for him, and then really just focus on getting to know yourselves. And as you heal and grow, you guys will heal and grow together, you know? Hey, Melinda, I understand, baby. I know how you feel. I'm right there with you. That's why, like I told you guys, I'm going to, put lotion on already. Okay, first I'm going to show y'all my rings while I'm talking. This is my Australian crystal opal. It's actually like really pretty. You just can't see. It has purple and orange and pink splashes. This is my wedding ring, my marriage ring. So there's that. This is my ring my son got me for Mother's Day. It is an Australian boulder opal with pink moissanite diamonds. And then this one is a blue or black opal, Australian boulder opal. I get all my rings from a lady on Instagram and Etsy. She makes them. And this is my opal, and I am obsessed with opal, if y'all haven't noticed that yet. This is my Australian boulder opal necklace. This is my most expensive opal to date because it flashes with all the different colors. So now that I'm sober, I can invest in jewelry, and I only paid $1.50 for these star earrings and moon and stars. But this is my other crystal pipe opal. As you can see, it's like has purple, green, blue, pink. This one is a purple boulder opal. And then this one, where's my other one at? Oh, is on Australian green boulder opal. Okay. When I get on something, I get like really obsessed with it. This is my labradorite ring. Then I have my, where's it at? Oh yeah, moonstone. Ooh, do I have any more that I really want to show y'all that are pretty? Nah, that's about it. So, I do silver jewelry, silver or white gold. Hey, CPS. What's up, Matthew? Good job, baby. Matthew's a paralegal, if y'all didn't know that. So, you know how to help people with legal stuff, Matthew? Hey, what's up, Tiffany? So, have y'all been entertained by this live stream today? I hope you have. I've told you quite a few story times during this live. I'm going to jump off because I need to post some videos for some of our clients. For those of you guys that don't know, my main job where I get paid a lot, not a lot, but my main paycheck is social media account management. I work for a digital marketing firm called Suboxone Pro, and I am the social media account manager for Suboxone Pro. So that's what I do, like, during the day, all day. My side jobs, though, are doing social media coaching, recovery coaching, and then some brand associations that I have, like Self Recovery. I work for them, and then Recovery Delivered. I work on their marketing team. But my main job, like I said, is account management. So I got to get off here and do my real job, or I'm going to get fired. But I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and chilling out. And if you need any advice or suggestions with anything that you're trying to do, I know some of you guys have been reaching out to me about peer support. If you want me to help you find the link to get your certification in your state, just send me a DM and I'll help you get set up with that. If you guys are wanting to do coaching, and because you can do coaching, you guys right now can call yourself a coach and start your own business, okay? What I did is, to start coaching, I went and I did some stuff with my boss, who is a doctor and an addiction specialist. I asked him to do some training with me, and then I took a course on ethics, okay? I took a course on ethics. That's really, really important, I feel like, when you're working with people. And then I just started doing coaching on the side. You know, like, I don't talk about it. I don't advertise it a lot. Because I have a full-time job, I don't want to overwhelm myself, and I also want to do a good job. I don't ever take money from people until we talk on the phone and do a consultation, which is another really important thing. If you guys are wanting to be a coach, make sure that you set up a consultation with the person that you're going to work with before you ever take their money. Because who's to say that they don't have traumatic mental illness with suicidal ideations and schizophrenia, and then they give you their money and they've already paid you, and then you can't help them because you're not a fucking doctor or psychiatrist. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's another way you can tell if somebody is a good recovery coach, is they're not going to take you on until they consult with you first. Get on a Zoom call face-to-face so they can see you and talk with you and hear what you expect from them, or what they expect from you, and what they're trying to reach as a goal, and the services that you can even provide. So if y'all need help and y'all are looking to find somebody to help coach you, and you're like, Nicole, is this person? Just send me a message. I'll help you. We'll do some research together, and I'll make sure that you're getting the good person that's going to have your best interest at heart and protect you. Okay? Because that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to put salt in nobody's game. I'm not trying to keep people from being able to make a living or help people. I'm just trying to keep people safe. I'm trying to keep people safe. All right? I love you. Love you, Matthew. Like I said, message Christine, Kristine, at recoverydelivered.com. Okay, baby? All right. I love you guys. Be good.